Hello, I'm Tato Cat. Welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Lake of Voices. First of all, before getting into the game, happy Pride Month. I know I'm late saying that, and I'm late doing a game related to it. But yeah, time got away from me a little bit. Normally during Pride Month, I have the time to actively plan what games I'm going to play, but I did not have time to do that this month. As you saw in my post, Lake of Voices was on the list. And during Pride, I like to play games that support the LGBTQ plus community with characters who are either non-binary or have same-gender relationships. And so Lake of Voices is one of those games. You can have a same-gender relationship in this game, at least one. I don't know if there's multiple characters you can do that with. But you can kind of date anybody in your party, and I thought that was interesting. And so if Lake of Voices ends before the end of the month, then I will go ahead and find another game related to Pride. Even though in my previous post I listed Ace Academy, King of Retail, and Lake of Voices as the next 3 games I'm going to be doing. So yeah, without further ado, let us continue on with this game specifically. It is a free game, which is cool, and it is a horror game. I don't know how gory it is, but it is made by the same people who did XOXO Droplets. But as you can already see, completely different artwork, so I don't really know what we're getting into. So let us begin. Choices. You'll need to make various decisions throughout Lake of Voices. Cool, not a kinetic novel. I didn't think it was. Here are a few details to keep in mind. Certain choices are timed. Boo. Time running out isn't something to completely avoid. In some cases, not getting involved can open new possibilities. Other choices aren't timed. These options only determine whether Kika has any special affection for another character or not. Okay? If I survive, fine, great, I'm dying immediately. If you survive until the second night, the story will branch into one of 5 different plot lines based on your earlier decisions. The other characters cannot manage all situations in the various plot lines, regardless of what you do. If a character isn't making it, try getting that plot with a different set of survivors, or having the same group of characters venture through some other storyline. Becoming closer to someone can add and or remove future choice options, and change how some scenes play out. Your decision to build that connection may not go unnoticed by the other characters. Earning full I got distracted. My contact lens slipped. Oh no. Okay. So even the intro was timed. Fun. Alright. Easy fix. Let's go to the main menu. Yep. Go to start. We'll all pretend that didn't happen. Dub 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 dub. I mean, a full amount of affection with certain characters and can require getting into special plot lines. Cool. T key opens text options. I can't see which key this is because my recording thing, I think that's F. Where are we walking to? It sounded like snow almost. I know, I bet Kika, I think Kika's supposed to be a serious character. I briefly read the summary. Only a little bit, because I like not knowing what games are about. I always remain surprised when that happens. So, my grip on my lantern tightens as the fog around us thickens. While the forests in this area are relatively safe compared to Sinlos, I can't help but feel my hair stand up on end the further we get. My free hand fingers the hilt of my sword, something akin to a nervous tick reflex.
Have you seen it before?
What is your name? Bimili. Bimeli? Bimile? Bimmy! I feel like it's like, it looks like Bimile, but I don't know if that's right. So I'm gonna call you Bim, okay? Until you say your name, and then I'll remember for 2 seconds and then completely forget how to pronounce it. Bim breaks the silence, either sensing my nervousness or assuaging his own. I hope it's the latter.
I haven't. I've had no reason to go near this cursed lake until now. What have you?
See, serious voice. This art is so completely different from any of the other games I played by this company. I like it. Look how cool this forest is. It looks spooky. Like, you know this is a big tree, but it's all foggy and creepy and stuff. His outfit has a lot of string to hold it together, it looks like. Bim scratches his chin casually as though I asked what his favorite food is.
I traveled a long way around it once before. Not so pleasant. Something about it just frays your nerves. Although, even being near it is enough.
Great, this place sounds wonderful. So I'm not the only one who feels it. A sense of relief hits me, but not enough to undo the buzzing of anxiety. Thanks, creepy wind. Way to make things less creepy. The lake, Sinlos. Most try their best to avoid it all their lives. The hundreds who die attempting to cross its unearthly black water, dragged to their deaths by the creatures lurking within, aren't a secret.
No wonder you were assigned this mission.
There are a few who've had first-hand experience with the place, even if from a distance, he'll probably keep being picked whenever they need someone to cross, or for however long he's with us. Bim shrugs, bringing my attention back to the dark path before us.
At least we're taking the bridge this time. It'll only take 2 days instead of double that, and the sooner this place is behind us, the better.
Great if we survive, apparently.
It would be preferable not to risk it. But time is of the essence. We don't really have a choice.
Oh? Why is time of the essence? Great, now they're describing. Thank you, game. One of our ally villages, Himmer, is being harassed by brigaders, a band of ruffians. We don't have many guards to send as an assist. Only Bimley and myself. The least we can do is arrive before we are too late to be of any use. These kinds of situations happen often, but have to be put down lest they turn into a blood grudge, all out war. The last we heard, neither option was that far off. Or all out war. I was like, what? Neither option? Okay.
I can also see why they chose you to come out here.
Because, we're awesome and stoic, and look how cool we are with our touching our sword when we're nervous. I glance at Bimley. I think it's Bimley. Yeah, I'm going with Bimley now. Bim sounds dumb. And watch, somebody out there's named Bim. I apologize. Bim sounds a bit out of place when I'm trying to be serious and spooky. Bimley. I forgot where it was. I glance at Bimley, an eyebrow raised. A slight smile plays across his face, lips.
You're always so calm and so serious. Nothing can get to you. You're the best choice they had.
Bet she's a duck on water, huh? You know, seems calm and collected, but feet are just going a million miles per minute. A smile now tugs at my own lips. I would like to thank him, but that wouldn't be so calm and serious as he just described. And if that's how he sees me, I like to keep it that way. My lack of reaction only makes him smile, only makes his smile grow. And he chuckles a bit before refocusing on the path. I do the same. It wouldn't be right to let my guard down in a place like this. Bimley appears to feel differently, however.
You know the town on the other side of the lake, though. It's not so similar to ours. If all goes well, perhaps we'll have enough time to enjoy the new area.
For the most part, I ignore him, nodding when applicable. Bimley is talkative. Bimley is a talkative sort. And if chatting helps keep his worries down and his sword hand ready, I have no complaints. Oh, we're at a lake. Is this said Lake of Voices? It certainly does look creepy. Look how it looks like if you step on this, you're just gonna fall through. It does not look safe at all. After a time, the thick fog surrounding us begins to clear. Did it though? A slick wooden dock comes into view, and with it, the sounds of water gently lapping at the sides. Bimley shuffles beside me, stretching his lantern arm as far as it will go. He seems tense.
Someone's already here.
Where? What would you say this pattern was? Oh, please don't be an unlikable character. A young woman stands by the dock. Eyeing us. Okay, I was like, evening. Eyeing us warmly. Warily. Let's just reread that sentence. A young woman stands by the dock, eyeing us warily. Does she intend to cross tonight? Eventually, she has the same question. Evidently, she has the same question. We step up next to her. It's clear she isn't simply passing by. She's waiting. The stranger nods curtly to us.
Margaret.
Hey, Margaret.
Kika the Steadfast.
Kika the Steadfast. Do we have to say that every time we introduce ourselves?
Bimley.
Bimley! It is
Hello?
Bimley. Hi, Bimley. They don't seem... Well, she doesn't seem too happy. There's a stuffy silence. Margaret turns to gaze out across the lake. Expression unclear. With not much to say, Bimley and I do the same. No, great. Now the lake is talking. That's going to end well for us. Wonderful. From here, the black surface of the lake looks determinedly calm. Wind rushes across its surface, a sound like whispering. Though perhaps it actually is whispering. I concentrate, trying not to place the difference, searching for breaks in anything, breaks in rhythm. After a few seconds, I feel foolish. It doesn't matter what the noise is, whether I hear whether I hear them or not. We're not alone. The Nixie are out there. The Nixie. Who are the Nixie? Are they like tiny fairies that want to eat our face? A feeling that I can't quite shake tells me they've already noticed the little group of people on their shores. It feels hostile. My stomach sinks, and I listen, and I instead address Bimley.
Where is the guide?
Unless he's on the center island, or on the complete other side, your guess is as good as mine. It's dark as pitch out there.
Wonderful. I love not knowing where our guide is. Panic rises inside me. Panic I try hard to quell.
We can't cross without him, and we need to get going soon.
You can't cross with him either.
And why not? The woman behind us, Margaret, cuts in with something like a snort.
What?
I know the guide will be here tonight. I have already made arrangements with him to cross.
Okay, great. Is he not able to take 3 people? Bimley and I share a look. The woman seems haughty and willing to put up a fuss.
I have his word he'll take me today. It would be wiser for the two of you to begin the trip around if you're really in such a hurry. Or you can make camp here and wait for him to make the trip back if you prefer.
I don't need to turn my attention to Bimley to know he's riled up. I step in before he can say something rash.
Even if that is so, My companion and I must begin the trip tonight.
Margaret is unimpressed and opens her mouth to argue further.
We'll wait for the guide to arrive before coming to a conclusion about any of this.
She clamps her mouth shut, then lets out a sigh.
You can do as you like.
With the matter tentatively settled, bellow moves away. His finger begins to tap loudly against the top of his hilt. He shifts from one foot to another, then groans.
What's that bastard even up to?
I almost visibly start, but manage to restrain myself. He probably doesn't know any better. I'm sure of that. It's not worth mentioning.
With a mouth like that, you shouldn't even have the right to ask the guide to take you across.
How ludicrous. He's faced far worse than a bit of foul language.
Do you know anything that's happened with this lake?
Apparently a bunch of people die at the lake.
I know enough.
Margaret is Margaret is clearly not convinced, but she shrugs and makes a show of turning her back to him.
The guide's father is Garvin the Exemplar. Garvin never accepted the guide as his son, all the way up until he died in this lake. Your statement could be seen as tasteless.
Are all the names like that in this game? What's Bimley's? Bimley, the lake guy.
Oh.
Bimley rubs the back of his neck. His face regretful.
My apologies to the guide. I didn't mean it that way. I never knew about his... well, that.
That. A smile spreads across my face when I quickly wipe away. He really did just misspeak. The silence slowly stretches between the three of us, growing more awkward with each passing second. Margaret seems irritated and Bimley abashed. That's an interesting sound. Okay. You're quite informed, Margaret. I'm sure you are forgiven, Bimley. Say nothing. Well, let's cozy up to Margaret's.
It's been
Ding-a-ding.
years since the time of Garvin the Exemplar. It's impressive you knew.
What is an exemplar? Margaret smiles, lifting her chin into the air. The over-exaggerated action is somehow pleasant rather than belittling. She's so much happier than I had anticipated.
Yes, I do like to stay informed. And you knew too. Good. This lake shouldn't be allowed to swallow even history itself.
Oh, well, we will see if that guide ever comes in the next episode. I am Tato Cat. If you have an eye, like, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.
My town. The one where I was